You may think you know what hell is. All fire and brimstone and pools of molten lava just waiting for the souls of the damned to be dipped in them. But you'd be wrong.
The devil's made of gold, and his city's just like him. All the wealth in the world and not a drop for you. It's a sparkling place with highs so high you can barely see how low you are from the top. A gilded prison for the departed.
But 11 days from now, we're blowing this joint. We just have to get the band back together for one more show.
Easier said than done.
Hi folks, welcome to Follow the Leader, a podcast focused on telling character-driven stories through the use of GM-less tabletop games where we can all take the lead. You can find us on Twitter and Blue Sky at FTLcast and at FTLcast.com. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/FTLcast. Today we're playing Dark Sentencer by Marn S. For those of you who are new to this game, here are the basics. You are a prisoner on the Dark Sentencer, a high-tech planet for the worst of the worst. In 11 days, you and the others in your cell block are going to escape. Unfortunately, you still have plans to complete, and that's just enough time for things to go horribly wrong. We'll get to that in a moment. I'm August, and you can find me on Tumblr at Strange Harpy, on Blue Sky at Harpydora. My pronouns are they, them. Playing with me today we have Annya.
My name is Annya. You can find me at Allergies, and I can't breathe. And my pronouns are they, them.
We also have Jade.
Hello, I'm Jade. I also go by Coda. You can find me most places on the internet at Jade Oxford Rose. And I use they, them pronouns.
And last, but certainly not least, we have Zachary.
Hello, my name is Zachary Fredrickson. I can be found on Twitter at OffscreenGod, but more often on Blue Sky at ZacharyOlson.bsky.social. I don't know how really vital those last bits are, but
You can just do
they're
the
on
front part.
they're on the address. And ZacharyOlsonPresents.com, which I don't use that often, and I am Bugbear.bandcamp.com for music. And also Sagas of the Sunless Reach, Hydra Delta Blues, which is probably still coming out forever.
If we're lucky.
Nice.
If we're lucky.
Our lines, things we absolutely do not want to see, are homophobia and transphobia, racism, sexism, anti-Semitism, violence against children and animals, sexual assault, domestic violence or intimate partner violence, unwanted pregnancy, and plagues and pandemics. Our veils, things we're fine with addressing but will just fade to black on, are steamy situations, graphic descriptions of bodily harm, and terminal illness. Content warnings for this episode might include some player-on-player violence, but we'll see. Also, content warning for mentions of intentional self-harm. Now that we've got all that, let's get started.
Oh, yeah.
So technically, the game as written, Marn, thank you for writing such a lovely game. But technically, the game as written takes place in a sci-fi dystopian future where we're in a high-tech prison. But as you may have gleaned from the introduction to the episode, we're going to be tweaking that setting just a little bit, and we're going to be escaping from hell this time around. Just fun little...
As you do.
Like you do.
Yeah.
If you do want to hear the game in its original setting, you can go back and listen to the start of 6 Arcs and a Movie, because that was what we kicked off that little experiment here on Follow the Leader with. Very proud of that game and that set of stories. But this is a continuation of an earlier story as well, because we couldn't leave it alone.
Yep.
Nor should we. But this isn't the Christian hell. We must stress this. We're not that kind of podcast.
Well, Mac and I did accidentally canonize Christian hell at one point, but this is still not that.
I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah, so this hell, as you may have gathered, is more of a city, a prison city of sorts, where, and I lost my train of thought.
Damned souls continue working under a capitalist hellscape.
Yeah,
just a little bit literal, a little bit more literal on the hell side of things. We talked about this being the aftermath or one of the consequences of a different arc of the podcast.
Are you saying the consequences to our actions?
I'm saying our actions have consequences. Your actions have consequences.
No.
Sounds fake.
But anyway, once upon a time, there was a group of musicians who decided to make a deal with the devil and then try to get out of it. And it did not go well for them. If you have not listened to us playing Last Train to Bremen, you should. It was a really fun game, and it will help give you some... Mm-hmm.
I believe that's Arc 86.
Yeah, that'll give you a bit of context for who this group of people are and why they are currently the people that they are. But we'll get into that. We should introduce our characters, and not just be shaming Anya's character in the preamble.
It's okay, I'm a piece of shit. I never get to be a piece of shit. This is good.
In Rules as Written, Dark Sentencer, there is a table with the major arcana that helps you determine what your character is in the Dark Sentencer for. We know why we're here, so we decided we would look at the meanings of the arcana and sort of use them to shape a little bit of how they've been faring in this new phase of their existences. We'll get into it.
Not good.
You don't get to say that, Anya. But yeah, let's get into it. You want to start us off, Anya?
Yeah. I'll be playing Gallus, Bantam, they, them. I was the fiddler who, plot twist dropped that I had stolen the devil's fiddle, and that's why he was after us. Some of the party knows that. For my card, I drew the world, and all I've written here is #thriving. Gallus belongs in hell, and they're doing great. But there's some, doubts in there, I think. That's Gallus.
And I'll be playing Moira. I'd rather eat glass than tell you my last name. Uses he, him pronouns. In life, he was the drums and the treasurer for the band that shall not be named. He was very good friends with the owner of the bar that they got their start in. And the arcana that I drew for him was the High Priestess, which is kind of hidden talents, intuition, mystery, spiritual insight, that kind of vibe for that tarot card. And so I'm kind of interpreting it as he's doing pretty decent for himself. I think he's got some folks that maybe he's made connections with, very canny. I don't want to say hashtag thriving by any stretch of the imagination, but he's doing pretty well for himself at this time.
Gallus deserves to thrive in hell and nowhere else, so it's fine.
I once again am playing Aisling Seda. Goes by Ash in life. She was the songwriter and guitarist for the band that we did not name, and so will forever be nameless, because that's how we roll. Trusting, the heart of the band, naive, made some choices. The baby of the group, was the first
oh,
to
you're
be
our Makne.
the first of the band to be taken by the devil in their attempt to get out of the deal. The major arcana I drew for Ash is the devil, which I'm interpreting as kind of gone feral, as a reference to them being the hound in Last Train to Bremen. Some of the key words or meanings for the devil when you draw it in tarot is the shadow self, depression, addiction, violence, dependence, and attachment issues. So as you might imagine from that description, she's not having a great time. But oh boy, is she making it other people's problems.
Finger guns.
But yeah, that's her. She is very sad and very angry.
And I am playing Sadie Grimm, who was the bassist and the manager, and managed to get us in a fine mess. Tried her damnedest to win our game of liar's dice so that I could take on the devil and get all of us freed. And that didn't work. And when I drew my character card, my major arcana, I drew the Tower. Which means that Sadie Grimm is not having a very good time here in the afterlife. Sadie Grimm is a walking disaster. It's probably gone. We're past rock bottom. We're something deeper now. But I think the only thing that's keeping her going at this point is knowing how close we got. It was just bad luck that knocked us out. And everybody has bad luck sometimes.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So the book suggests next that each of us define the relationship with the player's character on our left. But given that this is a pretty well-established group, I figured we could all maybe have just one or two words about our feelings about all the other characters based on, where they left off or how we think things have been going for them in the afterlife. And we could snake this down, but I've in our document I've put them going both ways, so it doesn't have to be mutual feelings. But yeah, let's snake down. So Gallus, you can do your first one, and as long as we get through everybody, which we will.
Gallus first is with Moira. I think so. We're both doing more on the up and up. Would you say maybe we've had to do some work together in hell?
I think it's entirely possible that we've interacted since we've been in hell. I don't necessarily think that we've worked together a lot, just because I think that Moira's lot in hell is still not nearly as gilded birdcage as Gallus's is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was thinking of like a relationship between us being like business partners, like not like coworkers,
Okay.
and like Gallus. Gallus doesn't bring up what happened.
Okay.
Do you want to do the inverse of that, August? As we're going to do the relationships both ways.
Yeah. So, I was thinking that the way Moira feels about Gallus is because Moira was there when Gallus's secret was revealed, as I recall correctly, or if I recall correctly. So Moira's feelings are kind of a resentful, God, you're an idiot. But in life, Moira was like, these people are insufferable, but they're my insufferable people. And I think that persists even now.
Nice. Don't mind me, I'm battling the document. Do you want to start with a pair of characters, August? I know you just spoke, but if you want to maybe do your next one.
Sure. So the next one I have is Moira and Ash. And I think more than anything, Moira doesn't feel bad for this, but August feels bad for this. More than anything, Moira just kind of pities Ash at this point.
Yeah, fair.
Just, you poor soul.
Is this full on bless her heart? Is it that level, or is it not that bad?
I don't think there's that level of guile to it. I think it's just like, God, you poor fucker.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's probably some sort of genuine feel to it that maybe rankles, because it's not there's no undercurrent of anything. It's just plain pity.
Wow. Fair enough. Ash's feelings towards Moira. I think there is a begrudging respect, because unlike Gallus, who is having a great time, apparently, even though Ash doesn't know the full story, I think there's something about like Moira's making it work, and I like the notion that Moira just feels very much like he always has, and that in and of itself is oddly comforting.
Mm-hmm.
Because talking to Moira, it could just be like things were when we were alive, if we don't pay attention to the surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
I think she knows he pities her, though, and that energy is there. I think that's part of where the begrudging is.
Yeah, he doesn't hide it.
Great.
He's not a woman of subtlety.
This is true. Right, so Ash's feelings towards Sadie, which weren't at all complicated before. Go listen to last trailer. I think the biggest is betrayal.
Mm-hmm.
I also do not think. I definitely think Ash has made a point to avoid her.
Sure.
Because it's like seeing Sadie will hurt, and also because of how angry Ash is, and also how it's that sort of where it's like, if I see you, I'm gonna hurt you or embarrass myself, and I don't want to do either of those things. The girl's conflicted, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this going in. I don't know if it'll come up. The 2 coins that Sadie gave or put in Ash's hand on the train,
Mm-hmm.
Ash still has. and carries them with her. Like, they're in, and she fiddles with them. They're like a stim, they're a touchstone, they're a thing she has. And if anybody tries to take them from her, it goes badly for them.
Incredible.
Yes, the sad girl with the guitar continues to be sad and living the life of a sad country song.
Yeah. Mine, with Ash, I wrote down need to do right by you at least once. Sadie is devastated that her gambit didn't pay off, and that she was such a shark, at the end to like, because she was like sure she was going to succeed, and then it would all be okay, and then she didn't, and now we're here. So she is, well, she's kind of like a burnout almost right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least she seems like it. Like she's like basically like a drunk vagrant. Just getting kicked out of places and thrown out on the streets, and just in a real bad way. But underneath that, she still wants to do right, if by no one else than to do right by Ash, who never deserved to be here. And then, I guess, to pull us around to the top, for Gallus, I have written, I'll walk out of here on your face.
Yeah, we didn't end on great terms, did we?
No. And if you're thriving, then you probably still want to stay, which means that maybe you're my ticket out. And even if you're not, I've got some parting gifts for you.
Oh, God. I'm writing mine.
Just rewriting it. Writing, it's good. It's so good.
So Gallus's feelings towards Sadie, because Gallus is like up on their high horse, Gallus is thinking like, oh, Sadie was so strong in life, and like now look at like where she's gotten. So I wrote that Gallus kind of pities Sadie. Like, oh, how the mighty have fallen kind of thing.
There's a delightful like, oh, well, if I could be here with this elevated position in hell. Clearly you guys just aren't trying hard enough.
Yes. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps, God. It really is that.
Amazing.
So then my last connection is with Ash. And I think Ash is the closest thing that Gallus comes to feeling guilty, but Gallus doesn't understand why. Gallus is just like, what's this weird feeling I have? Like, I've never felt that before. Because Gallus deep down feels kind of guilty because you're the baby, you got roped into all this crap, and like, yeah, you're gonna hate me. And I think Gallus has seen what the afterworld's done to you.
See, what's fun about that is because Ash doesn't know what Gallus did, Ash is probably pretty chill about Gallus at the moment.
Oh, no!
I do think it's sort of... I think it's a little bit like bewilderment, but it's always like, well, Gallus always had the gift of the gab. Like, why wouldn't they be thriving here? Like,
yeah, of course they're succeeding.
They're not clever in the way that Sadie is clever, but they know how to talk the talk. And it's sort of like... Ash wouldn't go to Gallus in this new life, but it is that sort of... I think it's almost like a false hope, like, maybe I could go to Gallus. It's like, Oh, do you want me to twist this knife?
Oh, God.
You can say no.
No, you probably should. I deserve it.
The person I can rely on down here. If I need help.
No! I think the thing is, because Gallus feels guilty and doesn't understand it, like, they do, like, anytime you may have come to them for help in the past, they have helped, because they're just like, yeah.
Oh, person. The person I can turn to if needed. Beautiful.
Like, yeah, I'll give you that thing, because I don't understand why I feel so bad when I look at you.
Incredible. Okay. That's all of mine.
I think that just leaves
Moira and Sadie?
Yep.
All right.
And Moira is kind of, I don't want to say side-eyeing Sadie exactly, but it's one of those things where she's just like, you tried and failed once, are you gonna fail again?
Oh.
But it's, again, this is all tinged with, you are all my idiots. So, like, it's not a matter of, like, am I going to try to get you out? It's a matter of, can I depend on you kind of deal. So.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's so sad.
And for me, for Moira, I have still coming to you for favors.
Oof.
I am whatever work we're supposed to be doing here, like whatever, like, like penal work colony this kind of place is. Sadie is kind of flouting her insubordination of it, but still needs things. And still is like a stray cat, kind of like at your back door, in the alleys and haunting you.
Love it.
This is such a functional group of people.
Everything's bad.
Everything is in fact bad. So yeah, we've introduced our characters, so now we move into scenes. Time pending. We have 11 scenes, 11 cards will be drawn. The suit of the card we're drawing from the minor arcana from the tarot deck will dictate the mood of the scene, and the premise of the scene will be is dictated by the card's number. Every character does not have to appear in every scene. It's up to the discretion of the player who's drawing the card. Other players can discuss what characters will be there. NPCs can be created as necessary and played by anyone. Settings can be made up as needed and described by anyone in the scene. As I said, we get 11 of those, or if we decide to reduce the number, once we've done that, we then look at whatever had the most cards drawn, or what suit had the most cards drawn, and that will determine our ending.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the cards are set to be played face up, so we can just draw them and go.
Nice.
So Annya, starting us off. Check in with Gallus.
Hey. So it's a 3 of Pentacles. So Pentacles, emotional conflict, greed, hidden agendas, envy, indecision, stubbornness, toxic ambition, just all the things that Gallus is. And 3 is a theft or heist.
Starting strong, baby.
Starting strong.
Oh, but what if Gallus tries to steal the fiddle back?
God.
Just can't keep a good thing, can you? Oh, man.
As a way to start us off, is this like, do we get to see a little bit of what Gallus is doing down here in hell?
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out. So, like, is Gallus included in the plans of trying to escape?
I don't know how much
Not
they're...
yet.
I was going to say, are they established yet?
No, I don't think, unless one of you is working on an escape plan. Sadie is currently in the pit of despair.
Ah, okay.
I feel like if anybody's working on an escape plan this time around, it's probably Moira.
I I could make the proposal that an escape is kind of like a heist. Is this
Ooh,
Moira?
yeah.
Is this Moira coming to Gallus?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Because also, I think we talked about this a little bit in text before we started. Given that, well, Sadie was the manager, but Moira is also savvy enough to know that because we were bound here by a contract we all signed, maybe it has to be all or nothing.
Ooh. So you can't just walk out on my face.
Maybe not. We don't know, but maybe that could be my suggestion for y'all is this opening scene.
I like it. If you like it.
I know, August, you will then have the next scene, but
It's all good. So in that case, I'm coming to you. Where do I find you? Do I find you while you're quote unquote at work, or do I find you in your off hours?
I don't think Gallus has many off hours. I think Gallus is like that kind of corporate thriving that's like, I am important in my job, and so therefore I am successful and like not thinking about outside of work if I'm actually happy there.
Okay.
So I think Gallus is pretty much always at work.
What is your work?
I work for the devil.
Do you make deals? Do you write up deals?
Ooh.
Maybe the devil's like, well, you're so freaking good at this thing, then why don't you just
Yeah,
do it forever?
Dark Hereafter.
Hereafter would never.
Well, he did for a little bit. Is it now that we're down here? Because the devil had multiple heads, and we talked about there maybe being like families of hell. Is the devil what they call the like Council of Five?
Ooh, love that.
Ooh.
Love that.
Granted, they've only had 3 heads when we fought him. When I fought him,
They've expanded.
they've expanded. Yeah.
Love when your heads expand.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a thought, and feel free to shoot this down, but what if Gallus is now a crossroads demon, basically?
That's so fucking funny.
I'm fine with it. What does that mean?
You pop up to the real world to chat to people who want to sell their souls.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes it even worse because I get to like go back up to the surface and everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, or what if it's like a holodeck for you, but and you're like projecting a like astral hologram up there, so you get to see the world, but you don't get to be there.
Oh my god, Gallus or Annya. What if the devil doesn't need to do his own fiddling competitions anymore? You do them.
Ooh.
It's like, you wanted it so bad, here it is.
Yeah, and now you do. You play. You wanted to steal his fiddle so bad. Now you get to play it. At the devil's discretion, you play the fiddle.
Damn.
So I think Moira would find Gallus in the process of like programming one of these holograms for an upcoming quote unquote trip up to the mortal world.
Ooh.
Getting ready for a Zoom meeting. Yeah.
Yep. Got the fancy shirt on, don't have any pants.
Green screen's up.
Yep. No. Yeah, so Moira, I don't think this is normally the kind of place where you would see someone of Moira's standing. I feel like, this is generally considered to be off limits, but Moira's got, some decent connections. He's drinking with a bunch of people who are doing building security, so, they turn a blind eye when he walks in, kind of a deal. And he grabs you by the shoulder and says, I need 5 minutes.
I think Gallus tries to keep a relationship with Moira where it looks like we're just like, friendly coworkers. So Gallus has on like the fakest smile looking at you and like dusts your hands off of their like top dressed up top half blazer with pajama pants. And it's like, yeah, of course. You know I'm always here for you.
Uh-huh. Listen, I've got a lead on something. I need your help.
Oh, how the turntables. What's your lead?
I got a star chart. Don't ask me where. I ain't gonna tell you. And it says that these stars are gonna align in 11 days. And if we can be in a particular place in 11 days when this happens, maybe you won't just be projecting up to those crossroads. Maybe you could actually be there.
This might be the first time you see Gallus like falter a little. First of all, does everyone have to believe in those star maps?
I don't think that it's necessarily something Gallus has to believe in. I think, if Gallus doesn't want to believe in the star charts, then it could be, the idea that Mora is just sitting here grasping at straws.
Yeah, because I was gonna think, so like Gallus scoffs and's like, you really believe in that stuff, huh? But has like a moment of wavering of like, I do miss fresh air, but I've got it real good down here. I think tells you that, like, is thinking about this out loud.
Well, if you decide you want to believe in something for once in your life,
Oh.
then
Ow.
you can find me here. And Mora passes Gallus like a business card with an address scribbled on the back and a time.
I think Gallus scoffs and's like, whatever, kid. And then as you walk away, Gallus is like going to throw it away and stops and moves it to their pocket.
This is gonna go so well.
And filled with sense of confidence.
Yeah, it's like, so Gallus acts nice to you when we're around our coworkers, but yeah, like the second you get them alone, they drop the act immediately.
Alrighty.
All right.
I have drawn the Page of Wands.
Ooh.
Wands is creativity, willpower, new ideas, fresh perspective, good luck, exhilaration. And the page is a message received.
Are you in contact with someone?
I feel like the message definitely has to come from either Sadie or Ash. Like, I'm definitely in contact with people. Like, that's how I got word that there's an alignment of celestial bodies that might let us out of hell. But let's go with Sadie. I think maybe the next person Mora finds is Sadie.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, Sadie could be the one receiving the message from Moira. Like, it just, yeah.
Yeah. So, again, I ask, where would I find Sadie here?
I guess it depends on the time of day. During the day, she probably lurks in abandoned buildings or like restricted areas that don't get patrolled that often, just kind of avoiding kind of the hell cops.
Mm-hmm.
And then at night, it's probably like flop houses and gambling dens and like speakeasies.
How about this? How about Sadie's in a gambling den Does she ever play dice again?
Yeah, I think she's playing dice constantly.
Okay. Okay.
The one that got away.
She's beating people, like taking them for what they've got and then like squandering it instantly.
Okay. I think Sadie's at a gambling table and Moira just like plunks himself down.
Oh, come on. Double or nothing. I'm sure I'll lose this time. You're going to beat me. It's going to happen one of these days.
All right. Double or nothing.
Well,
And Moira like slaps down a bunch of bills and
no. No, I don't play against real people. No, it's me and he's gone. What?
been a while, ain't it?
Maybe. What is time? What day is it? What year? How do we know that fucking any time at all is past? What if we're still on the fucking train? What if it's 2,000 years in the future? What if fucking Gallus is going up and playing fiddle with aliens?
That would be pretty dope.
Do you want to find out?
What?
I'm asking, do you want to see what it's like on the other side of this shithole?
Sadie kind of squints at you. And then, like, and she's like, if she's been kind of squinting in that kind of like, oh, I'm like wasted. I'm like having a hard time focusing on anything, and I'm like, you know, I'm such an easy mark. And then she blinks and she is looking at you normally. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a way out. Gallus thought I was talking crazy. I don't blame you if you think the same. But how about this? I beat you. You're all in. You beat me. You never have to see me again.
What? Why would you want to get out? You got this cushy job. You get to be in charge of people. People have to listen to you. You can go wherever you want. Nobody asks you your goddamn last name. Though I'm sure your family's down here.
Mora narrows his eyes.
Why do you want out?
It's hell, Sadie.
So it's just the principle of the thing?
People have given up their souls for less.
She's like really kind of like staring daggers into your soul.
Listen, just because everything looks all cushy doesn't mean that things are great. It's hell. We're supposed to suffer. I don't want to be here. I don't want you to be here.
I'm touched. But don't you think some of us deserve to suffer?
Somewhere Gallus's ear itches or nose itches.
I think that we were dumb kids, and I think if some people want to re-earn their right to be here, that's their prerogative. But I also think we shouldn't have to be here just because we did dumb shit for dumb reasons.
You trying to get Gallus out?
If this is gonna work, I'm gonna need them.
Low standards.
Moira scoffs.
Sadie scoops up all of her dice in her cup, rattles it, and throws it over her shoulder. I guess I lost.
I feel like that's a great place to end the scene.
Mhm.
Sick. All right.
I love when things are fine and great.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right. So I've got the, what's that, 5? The 7.
Yes, a 7.
It is a 7.
That's a
Okay.
7.
7, an echo from the past. And ones we just had. Creativity, willpower, new ideas, fresh perspectives, good luck, exhilaration.
Why does good luck sound like a challenge at this point?
Done that about.
Like, good luck.
Yeah.
Chappell Roan voice. Good luck, babe.
Well, I think the echo from the past is going to be members of the band showing up to where Ash is. Whoever, I'm going to leave this open to any of you to come by, because I think this could be an interesting conversation, whatever happens. Whether it's Gallus coming to find Ash to give her like a heads up, like, hey, Moira's got this crazy idea. Or if it's...
I mean... Sorry.
No, you're good. Go on.
Oh, I was going to say that would make sense because Gallus is feeling this guilt, but like doesn't understand what guilt even is. But also, I'm sure Sadie would like to see you again.
Yeah. But Zach also draws the next scene anyway, for what it's worth.
Mm-hmm.
How sneaky is Gallus still? I know, Anya, you struggle a little bit sometimes playing the assholes. How much does Gallus want to control the narrative still?
I think Gallus had gotten content, and so had been looking to move up the corporate ladder in hell.
Yeah.
But I think being back on this team kind of doesn't know their place. Probably isn't like gonna be the one that like jumps out and takes the lead.
Sure. I guess
Gallus has to learn what guilt is.
Yeah, I guess my question for you, because I think this could be an interesting interaction, is does Gallus want... If Gallus is seriously considering this idea, he can't tell Moira, oh, I'm not sure. They're definitely not going to go looking for Sadie. Would they go to Ash to talk about it? Because Ash trusts them to get a perspective.
Yeah.
Only if you want to. Like,
I feel so bad. I'm being so bad to your character.
that's fine. It's a character. It's fine. Anya,
You'll pay for it.
I was going to say... It's fine. Think about how...
Good, Zach will make me feel bad later.
Yeah. That's fine. Let me set this scene. But if you want to do this scene, if so, I'm sure somebody else can step up. If you want to have this, I can paint the scene for you.
Yeah, sure. Let's have our interaction.
Yeah. So you go, if you're looking for Ash, she's pretty easy to find because most nights after the day's work, she is at effectively like a fight club, like a bar where you can fight. And as you enter the space, I think she is just finishing off a bout against somebody. Like part MMA, part bare knuckle boxing. And she's just sort of hopping down out of whatever this ring/cage setup is. And one interesting detail about Ash is her tattoos. In life, it was just like this bright cloudscape down one arm, like a sleeve, and in the other was a flower in bloom. The blooming flower has now withered and has dropped petals.
Ooh.
And the clouds are all like a stormy grey.
Oh.
And she's got like her game face on still, but I think when she sees you, Gallus, a small smile pulls her face, and she sort of heads over to you. proverbial tail wagging, I guess. She's sad and lonely.
I think Gallus brought her dinner. Like, hands her a bag and is like, if you're gonna keep doing this, you gotta get the right nutrients.
I think we're kind of past that. Being dead and all. But we'll sit down at a table and start tearing into the food. Like, barely stopping to breathe, but just like stuffing her face. You can see like a couple of bruises starting to come up. So what brings you by, Gallus? I know you don't really have a taste for I sort of jerk my head towards the ring.
Oh, I saw an old friend in more than passing. I work with Moira here and there. But we got to have a nice little chat the other day.
Oh, yeah? How's he doing?
Ash, do you want out of here? Do you think out of here is a thing?
I'd stop eating and look at you. Are you for fucking real?
Well, I mean, I know you want out of here, but like, do you think that's a thing?
I mean, do I think it's possible? Or do I want it to be possible?
I mean, Moira thinks it's pretty possible.
Moira thinks there's a way out.
Yeah, he's got some kind of star chart mumbo jumbo, some higher power thing. He seemed to really believe it.
And why are you the one here telling me?
I imagine he'll be here soon. But I like to make sure you're eating anyways.
Give you another smile. Eat some more.
It's gonna break my heart. You're like the only person that Gallus is nice to.
Yeah, she hasn't cottoned on to that being weird yet, considering what a bitch they were in life.
I guess you just figure, like, well, we're all fucked now, so I guess we're all kind of, like, in this together, so maybe you don't know I'm still shitty. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't think he's gonna keep it from you. I don't think that at all. He's probably gonna be by real soon with more details than I can even give. I don't know, I got to thinking about it and it seemed like something that could be done. I don't know.
You're gonna walk out on that cushy job you've got?
I know, right?
Are you?
But it's not enough to just project yourself up to the surface. It almost makes me want it more.
I wouldn't know.
Like, I can see it.
Must be nice.
I thought it would be.
Sounds like you've made up your mind.
Damn. What about you? Do you think it could be true?
Be nice if it was. I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, I say let's fucking find out, I guess.
I guess.
Oh.
I think Ash's name gets called.
Oh.
She's like, okay, I've got another bout. Thanks for dinner.
Gallus tosses you like a bottle of water. Like, don't get beat up too bad. Sadie's gonna have a fit if she sees you like that.
At the mention of Sadie, I think Ash's expression turns really thunderous.
Oops.
And like she like almost rips the top off the water bottle. And says, "Suppose I better win then." And, like, walks off.
And Gallus just smiling after you, like, yep. And Gallus will stay around to watch your match.
Ash wins.
Aww.
What I think surprises Gallus is how vicious Ash is.
Yeah, I feel like Gallus knows not to mention Sadie, but slipped up and was like, whoops.
Yeah, if you were thinking about the band, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, we got to get the band back together. It makes sense that Sadie's going to be there.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
But yeah, Gallus just sitting in the crowd, like, almost smiling at watching you win.
Just smashing somebody's face into the mat.
There she is. Like,
Christ. Alrighty. All right,
this
Zach.
is gonna be horrible. It feels like I've taken on like an older sibling role for you, and it's just gonna go so bad.
That's a good story, baby.
So I have drawn the Ace of Pentacles. Emotional conflict, greed, hidden agendas, envy, indecision, to stubbornness, toxic ambition, and an unexpected obstacle.
Just living that walking disaster life, huh?
Okay, well, here's a question. So, Moira, you are a gangster in hell or something like that, right? Did we mention what your job is currently beyond being in charge of people?
We haven't really established that. Honestly, I think Moira's job may not be that exciting. Like the main thing that Moira gets out of that job is being able to get connected with other people. So he may even be like a paper pusher, like a bureaucrat of some kind.
Something with numbers.
But, you know, mid-level bureaucrat, a lot of fingers and a lot of pies.
Hot.
Sounds good. All accountants are gangsters.
Fantastic. Then do we think there is organized crime in this city? Someone else is doing it?
It's hell.
What does organized crime in a capitalist hellscape look like? Is this like, all I can imagine is just like if law and order is quote evil, then is organized crime like people secretly being good to each other? Like soup kitchen? Like, I know that's possibly not what you were thinking, but go on.
No, I mean I would say that we live in a world where law and order is evil and crime can often be also evil.
Yep, you're quite right. Quite right.
I mean, it's stepping on the neck first and better. It's anyway. Sadie is going to find a gun again, but I think what this might involve is some other group or like faction or family has caught wind of our plan, or not even our plan, but like the inkling of our plan. Like, oh, the band is trying to get out and they want in.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'll play a gangster trying to sell, ready to sell you a gun for a price.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how in depth we want to take it because we have already been talking for a bit. But I think it's like, maybe I can just dictate it because it's not any of the other main characters.
Yeah, go for it.
But yeah, so it's Sadie. Sadie's going person's like, hey, I heard you're doing this, blah, 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 blah. And I'll get you this for that. And so Sadie has agreed to like leave the door open. Basically. There might be aspects of this plan that need to be kind of where what's the way to say it? Sadie is going to make make things a little messier so that these other groups can maybe like
Capitalize.
Follow. Yeah, capitalize.
Dig it.
Though if anyone else has any like input or like wrinkles they want to add to that or specifics that they want to add to that, I'm happy to hear them.
I think since this is supposed to be like an obstacle, maybe one of the people that, you know, is trying to get out is like super high profile. So like their movements are being watched really closely. So if we fuck up and this person steps a toe out of line, it blows the whole thing wide open.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
Do you want to name this person?
Yeah.
Pull somebody from the roster.
I mean, no, we don't want to name. I don't want to name this person, but yeah, we should name this person.
I mean, it could be somebody that was like a movie star in life.
Someone that we might have known.
Yeah, it could be. I love the notion it's somebody we knew in life who like died tragically, joined the fabled 27 Club, but as an actor, like went out like James Dean kind of style. Yeah, just like maybe it's like an act. No action. No, I don't know. Do we want it to be somebody that feels very foily to the rest of us, or somebody that fits in vibe wise? Just in case they end up having a presence in a scene later. But now all I'm imagining is like a former Disney star, which is just really funny.
That's so good.
Cool. So it's like somebody who was very famous as a kid, and maybe they made their deal to be able to continue having a career as an adult, and not very far into it, had like an accident and died. So it's sort of similar age to us. Like it could have happened like while we were touring and stuff. Like everybody knew about it because it's just like, oh, America's Princess kind of a vibe. Died tragically at the age of
Yeah.
Cool.
That's still not a name though.
Tiff Maxwell. She like
Wonderful.
she had a show in the Disney Channel years where it was just called Tiffany. As an adult, she was going by Tiff. You know, like the film festival.
Yeah.
For credibility.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Dig it. All right. So that's back to you, Gallus.
Okay. The 6 of Cups. So Cups is love, friendship, compromise, sensitivity, empathy, vulnerability, bonding, and spirituality. None of the things that Gallus is.
I just saw what 6 is.
Lie uncovered.
Oh.
Hey, Ash.
How is this in love, friendship, compromise?
Hey, Ash.
Vulnerability.
Fucking
I'm
incredible.
sorry.
However you want to frame it, my friend. I am down to have this be this moment. To be clear.
It really makes sense.
It does.
With the
It
card
really
that
does.
was
No,
drawn.
You're so right. Come on, Annya. I believe in you.
Fuck. Don't do that.
Hey, Annya. I don't believe in you.
Thank you.
Damn.
I can now fail safely. All right. is this like us on our way to meet up with Moira? Like, we should probably...
I mean, if you don't want to be the one to admit it, this could have Moira in it. And if you want Sadie in it as well, like that love, friendship, compromise, this could be the first
This
time
could be, yeah.
And it can just come out in the scene while we're talking.
Yeah, why don't we all get
Yeah.
together in this one?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Where are we meeting? Is it at your place, Gallus?
I do probably have a very nice place.
All right. Gonna have to like figure out a way that they'll let Sadie in the front door.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sneak her in the back.
I am messy. I am dirty.
Gallus will make them let you in.
Wow. So much power. What clout.
Shut the fuck up, Sadie. You want me to make them not let you in?
Sadie just looks at you.
I mean, come on. If we gotta do this, let's at least try to do this.
I think Ash is going to get here a little bit later than everybody else. It's possibly already on the approved visitors list for the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess Moira arrives before Ash does.
Just the visual of Gallus and Sadie sitting in silence.
Like, hate you too.
Sadie's wearing like kind of tattered versions of all the things she was wearing when she died, like the like a trench coat and like black jeans and a tank top that's all ragged now. Her hair is longer and not well kept. She had like white streaks in it, like kind of aesthetic white streaks, and now it's just like shot with white.
Mm.
She's got heavy bags under her eyes, and she's just like sprawled out on this couch, just looking at Gallus, not even glaring.
Is Gallus the type of person to have a white couch?
Yeah, why not?
Delicious.
Hi.
I think Moira arrives, there's no fanfare, he just knocks like 3 times on the door to be let in.
And Gallus will let you in. Like, all right, Moira. Now or never, right?
We're missing one last piece.
I really like the notion that Gallus is sort of this show of, okay, I'm in, is saying we can meet at my place and talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, because that more is like a very public, like, yeah, I'm in. Okay, I'm in. Or at least in theory.
Yeah. She'll be here soon.
I think Moira has proven that he doesn't have good boundaries when it comes to other people's kitchens, considering that one of his scenes in the previous game was him just rummaging through Sadie's kitchen at one point. So I think that he just goes to help himself to a snack and is just like, want anything?
It's my... No, I'm good.
This place got a smoking section.
I mean, Gallus has to smoke, right? Like,
Just open like the screen door or whatever, or the sliding patio door to the balcony.
Sadie doesn't move. She's doing it she's smoking on the couch. She ashes her cigarette on the cushion.
God.
Gallus is gonna pay no mind. Like, whatever. I will get a new one.
You have people for this.
And I think it's maybe like 10, 15 minutes later, running late, that Ash arrives, coming like direct from whatever work it's probably something menial labor. Just like, probably in construction or something like that. So not menial labor, sorry, manual labor was the word I was looking for. And like, does her usual knock on the door.
It's open.
Hey, sorry I'm late.
It's okay. We haven't started yet. And kind of looks at Moira like, all right, well, you're in charge of this show here.
All right. And Moira pulls out the star chart to kind of like unfold and smooth out on the coffee table and says, we've got 6 days, and in that 6 days we've got to get prepared to make a run for it. Now, based on what I can find out, if any of us are gonna get out, we all gotta get out. We all signed our names in blood together. So, one way or another, we need to put our differences aside and let bygones be bygones, pointed look at Gallus, for the next 6 days.
I think Ash looks to Gallus with a look of like confusion. Like, why is Moira singling Gallus out? But doesn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Gallus just looking at Sadie like, I'm not the only one who doesn't get along here.
I'm not saying you're the only one who doesn't get along. What I'm saying is you're the only one who stole from the devil and sold us up the river for it.
The glass Ash is holding breaks as she squeezes
Oh, no.
it. What?
I don't think Gallus... Well, no, Gallus knows you didn't know. Gallus wouldn't have forgotten that you didn't know.
Yeah.
Gallus is shooting daggers into Moira. Like, that was a long time ago.
Time don't mean anything when you're dead.
What's he talking about, Gallus?
Yeah, Gallus. What's he talking about?
Gallus glances at Sadie like, this is still my house, and I can still kick you out.
Can you?
Look, back before the devil, he was chasing us. You'd already passed at this point. But he was coming after us because I stole his fiddle and he wanted it back.
The loophole was never the problem. The rest of us could have gotten out if someone hadn't gotten greedy.
You both knew? Ash is looking at Sadie and Moira in turn.
I didn't want to darken your door any more than I already had. When it's just us suffering down here, the particulars didn't matter, but I guess if we have to play nice, the cards should still be on the table. Just so you know who you're getting into bed with.
That was possible out of character. That was not possibly the best turn of phrase for Sadie to use talking to Ash, but you know.
Are you sure?
Ash's fist balls up, and the pieces of glass that are embedded into her hand dig in further, and blood starts to drip. And she steps up to Gallus and full on punches them in the face, like square in the moneymaker. This whole fucking time.
Oh, I'm picturing in the anime when the tough guy gets hit and he just like looks up like already kind of bruised and is like, I deserve that.
You deserve more than that. I should fucking kill you.
What would happen then?
Nothing, because we're already fucking here and it's your fucking fault. And
out of character, do we know what happens if you die in hell?
I know.
I honestly had the same thought earlier, and I thought maybe the worst thing is that you come back like instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That might be the best like slapstick thing, and also like the most like you can't get out of this kind of thing.
It's also
of like
horrifying.
your body, the dead body like explodes and bursts into flames, and then you reappear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to kill me?
I don't know. I think I've only punched you, and I will the others may have to intercede because I think Ash literally will slam Gallus down against the floor and will fully look like they're trying to beat them to death in this moment.
Gallus isn't resisting at all.
Sadie will put a hand, will kind of grab your wrist as you wheel back.
I think I pull away from you, but sort of get off Gallus in the process of pulling away.
If you're going to expend energy, it should be on something permanent.
I don't have to listen to you anymore. Or any of you, for that matter.
No.
When you figure out what this fucking plan is, you can tell me, and maybe I'll show up. And then I just slam out.
From the floor, Gallus will look up at Sadie like, well, looks like my actions have consequences for others too.
Oh my god.
Your actions have consequences, that's damn sure.
I think Moira looks between the two of them, the two of you, and says, Well, that went about as well as could be expected, I suppose. All things considered.
Air all clear for you?
I think you're right.
Sadie steps on Gallus's chest and walks out.
You got a button for this scene, Gallus?
Just Gallus. If Moira wants to stay, that's fine. Just Gallus. It's hell, whatever. There's magic. Like trying to fix the burnt spot in the couch from the cigarette.
As you do so, blood from where you were punched in the face is dripping onto the cushion.
Yeah.
To be continued.